And this is our first panel discussion of this kind. So we're really excited to host this in collaboration with Her ALS Story in honor of ALS Awareness Month. So just to give you a little overview of today, the format is going to be some introductions from me and our panelists. We're going to have a panel discussion where I talk to our panelists about the topic at hand. And then at the end, we'll open it up to Q&A from the audience. So you are welcome to put questions in the chat if you have them. Our OSL team is here, so shout out to Yasmin and Snow and Tiffany. We might mute you if things accidentally get unmuted, just so we can kind of keep quiet for our panelists. But you're welcome to put questions or comments in the chat, or you can save your questions to the end and we'll call on you and you can ask them. So we really want this to be interactive at the end, and we welcome your questions on this topic. So it is recorded. We are recording this, and you're welcome to leave your cameras off or on in whichever way you feel comfortable. We also have two ASL interpreters here with us today. So we have MJ and Suzanne. So thank you so much for bringing your services to today's event. So first, I just wanted to give you an introduction about us. So Open Style Lab is a nonprofit, disability-led organization that aims to make style accessible to people of all abilities. And we do this through education, research, innovation, and raising awareness. We were founded in 2014, and we're a collaborative, award-winning interdisciplinary program that brings together designers, occupational therapists, people with disabilities, and engineers to design functional and stylish clothing. So that's why we're excited about this topic, is we really like having conversations like this. And so we're partnering today with Her ALS Story, which was created in April of 2021 with the hope of creating a network for young female pals, people with ALS, to lean into. Her ALS Story seeks to raise awareness that ALS impacts young women diagnosed before 35 and provides a community for them to connect, learn from each other, and find support so they can live their best lives. Today, they have over 50 members and they work in partnership with other organizations. So I'd love to introduce our two panelists, and we have a third who will join us. But first, I'd like to introduce our two panelists that are here. So Tina Cascio and Lindsay Abromaitis-Smith. So would you both, I guess, Tina, I'll have you start. Will you just introduce yourself and say a little bit about who you are?
My name is Tina, as she has said, and I live in Chicago, Illinois. I was diagnosed with ALS in December of 2020. I am very slow progressing and just starting to have difficulties with like buttons and zippers and tightness. My body has changed drastically. I'm now shaped more like a penguin. I was never shaped like a penguin before, but penguin-esque now, which makes it a lot more difficult to find things that I feel comfortable wearing and people seeing me in. I have a genetic form. My mother also had ALS, so I know of all of the clothing styles and everything that I had to switch up for her to make her feel comfortable. So not only am I a pale, I was also a cat. So yeah, that's me.
Thank you. And I forgot to mention, so in case anyone doesn't know, I'm loving the chat, by the way. In case anyone doesn't know, ALS is a degenerative neurological condition that causes muscle wasting and progresses over time. So, Lindsay, introduce yourself, please.
Hi, I'm Lindsay. I am living in New Jersey. I've had ALS, for a while. I was diagnosed in 2012. So over 10 years now. Let's see. As you can tell, I'm in my bed. And I do, oh, hold on. I do get in my power wheelchair, but I'm no longer able to drive it by myself. So I mostly stay in bed where my cats can lay on me whenever they want. As you're about to see, I have a feeding tube. So I just ate. I do still eat my mouth, but I was worried because I'm talking, so I didn't want to mess my voice up at all. Oh, before I got my feeding tube, I lost a lot of weight, and I would not be here today if I did not get that. And that was 4 years ago. And then that helped make me much more vibrant. And I even have a lovely belly now.
Nice.
Mhm.
I also just want to say Lindsay also hosts tea parties from her bed, which I find fabulous. So thank you both so much for being here. This is the best chat I've ever seen. This is such a supportive crew, and this is just going to be so fun. So thank you all. So Tina mentioned this a little bit, so we'll just get into the style aspect of it. I would love for you both to describe your style. And when you think of style, which I'm putting in quotes, because we can think broadly about what that means, I'd love you to share what it includes or what style means to you. So how would you describe your style, Tina?
Want me to go first?
Sure.
So I am a plain Jane, but my style before this disease, I always had to have hard pants on. Never, I could not leave my house in sweatpants, yoga pants, none of that. Had to be hard pants or a dress. And I was really big on high heels because I'm only 5'3" and all my friends are 5'7" to 6 foot. So
Wow.
I don't like feeling short. So I always had my high heels on, which is absolutely impossible now. I can't stand, let alone walk in a high heel. But my style has definitely changed now. I'm yoga pants, sweatpants, anything that I can just pull up and don't have to worry about a button or zipper. If I am wearing a pair of jeans, they have to be very stretchy jeans so that I can pull them forward to button and zipper them. And they're not so flattering. Stretchy jeans do not look nice on most people with penguin shapes. But yeah, I mean, for ALS Awareness Month, it's ALS t-shirts every day.
Mhm.
You know, got to spread the awareness. And really, it's not just ALS Awareness Month, it's all year long. That it's usually an ALS t-shirt, just so when people see a young woman walking with a rollator in a store, they're not looking at, whoa, what's wrong with her? You can see, just read my shirt.
Interesting.
Spread
So
a
you're,
little awareness.
yeah, so you're kind of using the t-shirt as like promotion to just mitigate unwanted attention or questions.
Yes, don't ask me, just read my shirt.
I
But
love
you can
it.
ask me too. I'm very open. I will explain the disease to anyone that has questions. And, you know,
Yeah.
the only way that we're going to make any headroom with this disease and getting a cure is awareness. So
Yeah.
definitely always sporting my ALS gear.
I love that. And Tina, what does style mean to you?
Well, we all judge each other. Everyone judges everyone. So I like myself to be put together in a way that people think or can see that I'm a respectable young woman well educated. I never really thought about what it meant to me, but yeah, it's what it means to others that matters to me, you know? It's shouldn't be that way, but that's the way our world works. Um, but yeah, it's just making everyone know that I have a home over my head and I'm not a bum.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a librarian, which is only relevant in this moment because the stereotype of like not judging a book by its cover, I often think about with style, because I think of style as our covers and we are judged by it, whether we like it or not. So
100%. Yeah, I was a nurse. All I lived in was scrubs. So
Mhm.
it was easy then. Scrubs, gym shoes, didn't have to worry about it. But now that I'm not working, I'm not going to be walking around in scrubs and having
Mhm.
people walk up to me and asking me to look at a mole, because that's what everyone does for nurses.
Oh my gosh.
I'm done looking at those.
Lindsay, I saw you reacting to our conversation. Jump in. What does style mean to you, and how do you describe your personal style?
So I'm an artist, and I have always had pretty wild style. Back in high school, I was the reason they made the rule that you cannot dye your hair an unnatural color.
Mhm.
As you can tell, now I embrace that. Um, and I, unlike Tina, don't give a shit what anyone thinks of how I'm dressed, so long as I like what I'm wearing,
I love that.
so long as I feel good. As you can tell, right now I'm wearing a shawl because I was cold, but I do have clothes on underneath. Not always the case. But like, as someone who I live my life as art as much as I can, so that I look at how I decorate myself as much of an importance as how my colors on my canvas show my feelings, or how I'm feeling energetically. So today I'm feeling kind of sexy, you know. I have my lipstick on, I have my jewelry, my shirt is low cut. But there are days when I just wanna cuddle in, so I wear a hoodie and many blankets. Or we had a fancy tea party the other day that was mushroom themed. And I wore a tank top that had fringe on it and a headdress that I made. You can bring the headdress when you shower.
You want to put it on?
No.
It's so cool.
So I was a lion's mane mushroom, and they're really fuzzy. So like I sometimes want to be a human. And sometimes I'm a unicorn. So I will dress like that.
I love it.
Yeah, and I really feel like, I mean, even what Tina was saying about, people will perceive what they see. So I try to tell a story with what I'm wearing.
Yeah.
Your beautiful work of art.
I will say too, Lindsay, the
Thank
older I get, the more I'm leaning into like clothing as art and dressing as art and living as art. And I love it. And I just want to call out, someone in the chat said they want Lindsay as their life coach. And I totally agree with that. So
You can email me and I will happily.
we'll put contact info at the end. And if we make that
All
happen,
right.
then that's amazing. So I'd love to know, Tina, we'll put it back to you. I'd love to know, you mentioned this a little bit earlier, but in what ways has ALS affected your personal style? You mentioned heels and hard pants, but will you go into it a little bit more?
It's all just become comfort now.
Mm,
I know that I say that I worry about what other people think, but I really don't leave my house as often as before ALS. I didn't sit down. I was running wild all day long. From 6 o'clock in the morning until 10 o'clock, I was out of my house doing things. And now I'm lucky if I leave my house twice a month. So it's comfort. I'll walk around in a t-shirt all day in my house. There's no one here, no one can see. Or maybe I'm giving my neighbors a show. I'm not sure. Who cares? But yeah, it's just become comfort. I'm not dressing to impress anymore. Even when I leave my house, I'm really not dressing to impress like I always was. Low cut shirts and high heels. It was nice, but I have, unlike Lindsay, I have gained 60 pounds since my diagnosis. I was a very fit, very muscular woman, and now all my muscle has turned to flab and things are protruding in ways that they never did before. So I'm more flowy than form fit. Form fit terrifies me now. I don't want anyone seeing what's going on under my clothes. Like I said, the stretchy jeans is what I'm wearing now, or pull-up jeans, which I never would have worn in the past, but they're comfortable. They look at the pull-up ones are actually more flattering than like stretchy style jegging type jeans. What else? Yeah, just
comfort.
flowy.
Yeah.
Comfort.
Yeah.
And no shoes now, because every pair of shoes that I own are too heavy for me to lift up my feet. So if I want to continue walking, I have shoes that weigh like 2 ounces that were $10 on Amazon that I never would have worn in my life before, but they work. I can walk. I'm keeping my abilities as long as I can.
Yeah.
That's the important part for me now.
Yeah. And I think you speak to something that I know I've experienced, and a lot of people with disabilities or conditions that they acquire or things that change over time. So degenerative conditions. I posted something the other day on Instagram, like I wore overalls to work, and former me would have never worn linen overalls to work, but like current me, that's what's happening. So just like leaning into these things that we used to never see ourselves in or want to wear, but then it becomes the only thing our body can tolerate, or we're trying to preserve function. And so it becomes necessity over desire. Yeah, this is a recurring theme that I know a lot of people.
It does help too that like all 90s styles are coming back in. And I'm a 90s kid, so
Mhm.
it's very nostalgic to, you know, I never got with the skinny jeans. I did buy a couple pair and I wore them, but I always hated them. I am boot cut or bell bottom. I'm short with wider hips. It looks better. Um, and Desi did mention in the chat about like special events.
Mm,
That is my hardest
same.
thing to try to dress myself because I can't wear heels. And I went to a gala with Les Turner over the winter, I think it was, whenever that last season was. I don't even know what season we're in right now. And I had to buy a dress. I don't get out to the stores because it's exhausting trying on clothes. So I had to order like 30 dresses to be delivered to my house. I try them on, and thank you, Desi, for saying that you loved my dress, but I absolutely hated that dress. I felt like a cow because I had to stick with something short because I didn't want it to get stuck in the wheels of my wheelchair. And I had to wear flat shoes, which I did go with a very glittery, beautiful tennis shoe, which I did. I do enjoy those a lot, but I could not lift my feet to walk. So I had to stay in my chair all night. But it's very hard for me to get used to a flowy dress because I was a bodycon girl. And I didn't like that, but I'm still working on the special event stuff, how to figure out how to style this new body that isn't mine.
Yeah.
Chair.
Yeah. Lindsay, talk to us about how ALS has changed your style. If it has, maybe it hasn't.
Oh, I would say I went through a kind of evolution, as my body changed. There was definitely when I was still able to walk, I remember trying to find lightweight shoes that had Velcro fastenings, and I hate Velcro. Hate it. Oh, but it was all I could do, you know. And then once I got in my wheelchair, like all the time, I suddenly could wear heels again, you know. Nowadays,
I'll make it the gray ones.
nowadays, so like
Okay.
my favorite boots.
Fun. Oh my gosh.
I couldn't wear them for a long time, but now I can.
That's cool.
In fact,
So it comes back
but,
around.
yeah, I stopped wearing jeans sometime in college, so that was never a thing. But I was a puppeteer and a massage therapist, so like wearing yoga pants and those like harem pants from India were very normal, and those I still wear now when I do wear pants. Nowadays, I really only wear shirts and a blanket on my bottom half because it would be so annoying and take so long to have to like undress me
Mhm.
whenever I have to pee.
Well, yeah, Lindsay, that brings me to my next question. So you can answer this first.
Oh,
What-
wait,
Go ahead.
I want to say one more thing.
Sure, sorry.
So, secretly on the down low, when I went to New York, what, 2 weeks
2 weeks
ago?
ago.
For an award ceremony, I wore a long flowing skirt, but no underwear, because I could use my female urinal, like, and no one could really tell what was up.
Your secret's out now, Lindsay.
Oh wow.
This chat is so good. So, but Lindsay, I want to ask you, so these conditions are changing over time, and I want to know what has been the most challenging part of dressing for you with this. I mean, you're being very creative, which is awesome, but what is challenging about dressing with a changing condition?
Mhm.
I would say when I was still dressing myself, finding things that I can put on and put up, that was one thing. Nowadays, it's more about how can I get this over my head without hurting my shoulders.
Mm,
So things
That's
that are tight and have no stretch, they either have to have a zipper or buttons that close in the back, so
mm.
I can like put it on like a smuff, you know, or
or not do the buttons.
yeah, or just leave it open. But also we grabbed the dress.
The black one?
So when I got my feet tube,
Sorry.
I was wearing a lot of dresses, you know, and like I'm not gonna sit there and have someone pull my dress up all the way to my belly so that I can eat.
You want me to do the thing?
So I had this idea about cutting holes in all my dresses right where my fingertip is.
I love this.
And we put like appliques over that have snaps. And that really changed my life.
Whoops.
It's my mom.
Okay.
Yeah, because suddenly my whole wardrobe was open to me again, you know.
Yeah.
Want to show the other one too?
Sure.
Okay.
And this one, so my friend Kate, who's here, we went to India, what, 2 years after my diagnosis, and we had a great adventure. We went shopping a lot, and I got this dress in India. And I love it, but unfortunately, I can't wear it anymore because the top is all embroidered and not stretchy. But
It's beautiful.
it's so beautiful.
That's awesome.
Um, I'm trying to think. Have you? Oh, and temperature regulation. Oh Lord, you know, like I can go from hot to cold really quickly, and especially in the summer and winter, being able to change things quickly
Mhm,
and without having to move my body a lot
mhm,
has really been huge. So I've embraced capes
mhm.
And
and
shawls.
shawls and layers of them a lot. I don't know, Tina, have you found that to be something?
Oh, the temperature is horrible. Like right now I'm boiling hot, so I have a fan
Yeah.
facing me. My feet are ice cubes,
Yeah,
no matter what I do. But once I get up and I start walking, I'm in a flop sweat.
yeah,
Any little bit of movement that I have to do, it's temperature overload.
Mm.
And then when I sit down, I'm freezing cold and need to bundle in the blankets. It's constantly changing all day long. So yeah, having, a sweater nearby that you can quickly throw on, that once you start to overheat again, you can pull off. Yeah, that temperature is horrible. I always feel like I have a fever. When you're really hot, then you got the really cold
Mhm.
chills.
Mhm.
But yeah,
mhm.
temperature is really a problem. And for that dress that you got from India, why don't you split the back? Because that is such a beautiful dress.
Duh.
My mom and I are laughing, obviously. Yes, thank you.
I was also like, can we do something? Can we repurpose it somehow? That's awesome.
Split
We'll
that
put it
back.
up the back.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I'm curious if both of you, so Lindsay, maybe from your experience, and Tina, maybe from your experience or with your mom, can you talk a little bit about co-dressing and dressing with the help of someone else, and how that affects the experience of style and your conditions?
You want to go first, Lindsay?
Oh, okay. Yeah, getting the sleeves right is a huge thing.
Mm,
You know, some people are better at getting the sleeves untwisted,
mhm,
and in the right position. Um,
And the shoulder seams.
yeah, and the shoulders. You know, when I was wearing pants, I had to make sure to not pull them up too high. You know, same with underwear. You know, how do you tell someone where to pick your wedgie? Um, um,
On your thumb, remember?
yeah. Oh, so we have a technique when we put my arms in the shirt first, and then over my head, I have to make sure to really have my fingers
mm,
safely in your hand,
mhm,
because if my fingers get caught in the fabric and you're trying to pull it through, you can really either dislocate my joint
mhm.
or break something. And that really hurts, having had that happen. Mm.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I think, yeah, contrasting. Well, and like having someone else do your makeup and your hair, oh, it's really hard. There are certain people who I would not let touch my hair, and certain people are not allowed to put my makeup on because they would make me look either like a 5-year-old who got into their mom's makeup, or they would make me look like an Amish person.
Are you casting aspersions on against
No,
Amish people?
Mom, you're actually, no offense
I know.
to Amish people at all, but like, my mom, I've had to train to do my hair and my makeup. My caregiver who's here today did my hair, and I love it, you know, so yeah.
Tina.
Okay, the only one thing I can think of that Lindsay didn't touch base on is my mom was like me with hard pants. She always needed to wear pants. She did not like dresses at all. And getting up and down, putting on, you know, she wore a pull-up, so pull-up, pants, socks, shoes. I learned to do that all in one time. So you pull everything up to the knees, the pull up, the pants, put the socks and shoes on, then sit her up and hold her with one arm while I pull up everything at one time instead of up and down, up and down. Or if we were using a lift, you know, I dressed everything until, you know, then turn her over, pull up everything all at one time. Because when you lose so much weight and you have atrophy of the muscles, it's painful to move. They say that ALS is not a painful disease, but when you're rocking bone on bone, it's painful, no matter what. Dressed with my mom, I always had to buy her clothes 2 sizes too big, so that getting it over her head and with her shoulders, it wasn't painful. And with me, I just avoid buttons, zippers, everything, and put on a sweatsuit. 2 sizes too big, it's cozy, and I look cute.
Yeah.
So you guys touched on some of the other questions I had. So I guess to wrap up the panel part of it, is there anything else that either of you would like to say about your experience with dressing and personal style with degenerative disease? And then we'll open it up to questions from the audience, but final thoughts from either of you first.
Well, as we degenerate, our style's gonna continue to change. So
True, so true.
yeah, well, as long as we're comfy, our body parts aren't hanging out in public, it's all good. I mean, certain body parts are allowed.
Unless we want them to be.
Exactly, exactly. But yeah, I'll keep certain ones covered, and if someone wants to look at the others, get my number. Oh, that's it.
Lindsay, do you have any final thoughts? Or I guess not final, additional.
You really have to get over being modest. Yeah.
Yeah, because people have to help.
Yeah, because I need help.
Yeah.
With everything. So my bits are hanging out for everyone to see. And if I was uncomfortable with that, it would make it a lot harder.
Yeah. I think too, that translates to just vulnerability in general, is something I'm really in a space of right now, like asking for help and being vulnerable. And you're speaking about like a physical aspect, but there's also I think an emotional and mental part to this as well.
Oh, I mean, it took me what years to be truly comfortable asking people for what I needed
Mhm.
and to be comfortable with all of it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think I love what Tina said too. Like it's a journey. We're on this. Our style is going to keep changing. So where we are right now is a marker or a chapter in our time, and it will continue to evolve. And I think that's beautiful. Well, you guys are both awesome. I love this conversation. I love everything that you're sharing. So we're going to open it up to questions from the chat, or if you have a question, you can use the raise hand feature in Zoom and we will call on you. One of the questions I see in the chat is best places to shop. So if anyone has any shout outs that they want to share, we are open to
I'm an
it.
Amazon girl where you can try before you buy.
Okay.
Yep, that's all I do now. I mean, like Target and Old Navy and places that I have shopped my whole life, and I know that that size is my size. I'll order just what is that called? Like your everyday pieces.
Mhm.
You
Like
know, like,
staples?
yeah, the staples. Thank you.
Yeah.
Tank tops, t-shirts, definitely Old Navy. But when I'm looking for something particular for an event, or if I'm going someplace new and I want to look a little extra nice, I
Mhm.
do try before you buy all the time.
Lindsay, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I love online shopping. So online shopping I can't do anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, and mostly that is on Amazon. There was, what was that? You know, I do try and find things that are made out of cotton, linen,
Yeah.
especially in the summer, because they're more breathable.
Yes.
I find that like wearing synthetics makes me have a harder time with temperature regulation, and like I'll get itchy too. And that can be a challenge online.
Yeah, because you can't feel
Because
it.
you never quite know, are they, is this really 100% cotton, or are they just saying that?
Yeah. So another question is asking for any lightweight shoe recommendations.
Mine are definitely not a brand name at all. Like I said, I think that they were like $14 on Amazon. I can get up and look and see what brand they are. Well, no, but let me see.
Okay.
Lightweight shoes. You never ever had any.
Yeah,
You had your Uggs.
I always have had heavier shoes.
They for sure have to go in the wash machine, but the brand is AKK. And they're just slip on, weigh absolutely nothing. And they're nice and foamy on the bottom too. So very comfortable. But yeah, AKK, they're on Amazon. The price, like everything on Amazon, goes up and down, up and down. I know I've gotten them as low as $9, and I think as high as $25, because I honestly have like 16 pairs of those before I knew that I could throw them in the washing machine. and they come out absolutely perfect afterwards. So
That's helpful.
yeah, now I don't need to buy anymore.
Awesome. Okay, so another question is, what is your favorite item of clothing that best shows your style and helps with accessibility challenges?
Earrings.
I don't think I own a favorite piece of clothing right now. I'm really trying to figure out what I'm going to do this summer because my clothes from last summer don't fit me because of a very long time period that I was on steroids and gained a lot of weight. So honestly, this summer it's going to be biker shorts and ALS t-shirts, so which both work really well with my deficits of being able to, you know, easily pull up stuff and no buttons or zippers involved.
Yeah.
So I guess that's my favorite right now, just because I honestly don't have a favorite right now.
Yeah.
I have this pair of sweatpants. Well, and a tank top that I got both on a vacation. I went on to Disney World and Harry Potter World, and the sweatpants are dark purple, and they have all of the Disney villains on them. They call them my evil pants. And I love them so much. And then I have this tank top that I got at Harry Potter World. There's actually the dark mark, and I love it so much that I actually have 2 of them.
Cool. Someone is asking about summer adaptive shoes. So, and I also want to highlight, Yasmin said in the chat, if anyone else has suggestions, please also feel free to put answers in the chat, because this is really just a collective of people with experiences. So, but to either of you, do you have any summer adaptive shoes that you love?
With summer shoes, I was always a flip-flop girl. And you know, in the summer, if I wasn't in a pair of heels. But I have to have the thumb between the toes, and then also a strap behind my heel.
Yeah.
And over the top of my foot. So that's really the only qualifications that a shoe has, is that it has to strap around my ankle and have the little bit between the toes so that the shoe doesn't slide around. But there's so many sandals that are designed that way that summer shoes really aren't an issue. It's getting the pedicure so that the summer shoes look nice.
Absolutely. The pedicure is key. I always have to have my toes looking good.
Yes. We are pampering.
I love it.
Yeah, but I remember I found an amazing pair of sandals with the straps that Tina was explaining in Panelist back in the day. I don't even know if Panelist still exists.
Me neither. I was actually wondering that a while ago.
I don't know.
I don't think so. Everything in the malls have closed.
Yeah, I don't know. Any other questions that people would like our lovely panelists to address? Has anyone tried Zappos adaptive shoes?
I haven't.
I have
Whoa.
not.
Mom has.
Here's a great question that we're going to use as our final question. Do you have any style inspirations?
Mhm.
That's to you, Lindsay.
I mean, I have a lot of friends who are drag queens. So, and like, but not even like fancy drag queens like you see on RuPaul, but ma'am, tea.
See, that's where I went wrong. I need more drag queen ones. Then
There's
I
still
could get
time
a
for you,
style
Tina.
of some sort.
Yeah, there are so there's a queen named Taylor Mack who lives in New York. Her mom, my name Fairwater. Hold on. This is important. So Taylor Mack is a phenomenal performer, and he has this amazing person named Machine Dazzle make most of their costumes. And Machine, Mom, how would you explain Machine?
As a person,
No,
as a designer,
yeah.
Wildly creative.
Yeah, maximalist, and will use anything to decorate the body. And when I say anything, I mean it. And so when I see what either of them wear, they blow my mind. And that inspires me to be as outrageous as I want. And not to have to necessarily look pretty, but that I can look powerful or glorious or scary or fierce. And also nature, just nature inspires me. You know, I love I love watching the seasons change, and the colors and flowers living, they inspire me. I wish I could wear flowers all the time.
Same.
They will.
So I love both of you. I love what you shared. Thank you so much for sharing your experience and being vulnerable with us about this, because I know that it's very challenging. And as you mentioned, it's changing and we're changing with it. So thank you for stepping in with us in this moment in your journey and sharing. And thank you so much to everyone who's here today for your questions, for the totally awesome supportive chat. That was a total hoot. It's just so great. Thank you to Her ALS Story for partnering with us. Thank you to Suzanne and MJ, our ALS interpreters. And thank you to the OSL team that is here, Yasmin and Snow and Tiffany for helping host today's event. So one thing I want to just mention is part of OSL's work is doing a journal, a research journal. And the current journal that we're working on is about undergarments. And so we're doing a survey to ask people about their experiences, for better or worse, with undergarments to help us with our research and understand what the community needs. So Tiffany has popped the link for that in the chat. You are welcome to take it. I think we're accepting submissions into next week. And when you submit, you are entered into a raffle for $100 to honor and compensate your time and your experience. So we'd love to hear you if you have experiences and you want to talk about undergarments, please use that opportunity. But again, thank you so much to Lindsay and Tina for being here and sharing your experiences. And then
thank
Yasmin,
you, Kelly.
Yes,
you're welcome.
I would also love to say thank you very much to everyone for coming, and thank you, Kellyanne and Tina and Lindsay for a wonderful, wonderful talk. And just also to say with the underpants survey, we will, we have the raffle for $100, but we'll also send a kind of a consolidation of all the best tips and solutions that we found from it to everyone that took part, and everyone on our mailing list. So we
Thank you.
want as much as possible to kind of collect all the hacks that people have had and share that knowledge back. And I'm just
Undergarments, just say no. We don't need them, right, Lindsay?
Amen.
yeah, we've proven that maybe we don't need them all the time.
It's a whole new world. Thank you, Yasmin, because that is a really important part of our work that I forgot to mention. And someone is asking for contact info. So Lindsay, Tina, if you have places that you want to share, totally optional, where people can find you, that can be social media, that could be an email address, feel free to put it in the chat. Tiffany has put our email address, hello@openstylelab.org, in the chat. So feel free to reach out to us. If you're interested in collaborating, or you want to know more about what we do, or you want to just send us kind words, we love getting emails from you. Awesome. Thank you.
It won't take me 1 second.
That's okay. We can hang out. And again, just thank you everyone for being here. This was really a lot of fun.
Thank you. I got a package that just got delivered, so I want to get it before the porch pirates do.
That's okay.
Oh,
Thank you, Tina.
Bye, Tina.
Thank you.
Bye, Tina.